ultimates up to guarantee some of the damage on the squishier members of BLG, which will get progressively harder as squishy members on BLG will be limited to
It
basically
definitely feels like he's a much more pro skirmish jungler. When he becomes light, he's going to connect on the big Krug. He's going to smite it away, get to level 4, and he's looking to throw it down with Krako here. Full cast of spells from the Malphite, but I don't know. The sustain of this Xin Zhao, very worrying. Can either top laner get over here in time? Krako might have to kill the knockup. One more auto. Shun flashes away, finds first blood. And now it's Sheer's turn to chase him down. Does have flash, but On is nearby. He's going to flash and still deliver a dreaded return. And Sheer will find
these minions without sacrificing health to do so.
On is down ultimate, but still wants to scrap. There's the charm coming across. Viper goes transcendent, dashing after 1xN. He drops the Felios ultimate in, but Viper finds his first kill of his LPL campaign. 1xN cannot and will not find that trade. It's Viper on the board, finally for BLG, and Shun's like, hold on, feats of warfare, can't chase down Missing, who will escape to tell the tale.
The first kill of hopefully many Slayer. Viper also going to collect a plate as Missing. You are under the tower, but with no HP.
Why flash? Why flash? I feel like he's just dead there. Gives over the flash and the feat of warfare.
I guess the silver lining for LNG on the other side. You can see that Krako is onto the dragon, so you will have the credit for both early game
really high-level play coming out of that. We love Krako's discipline, even if he does go all out for Shun. Just nobody able to push those health bars over, and it's to BLG's gain because that whole early objective control conversation we're having for LNG is
the sun on the side lane, so it'll be actually 2 turrets for BLG. They will really open up the map on this top side, and that'll play into them being able to control
item-wise. It's not going to really show in this Octagon fight, and that makes for the most fun because it's just about execution and maybe a little bit of luck. BLG gonna force the issue. Octagon started up here by Shun, and Viper helping off to the side. They TP Bin in. Bulldog has joined the fray as well. YXL is coming in for a flank with Bin. They do not have Sheer. There is no teleport on this Zahen, so BLG have all of the ground to play with.
They
They're
got
just gonna
Krako.
pick off Krako. What a Sheriman shuffle from YXL to pick up that one. The Redemption's gonna save him from the Mega Inferno Bomb, but not from the Moonlight Vigil. Kill picked up for 1xN, but they get the Octagon, and now they can unleash Viper and Shun. They're going to chase down Missing. Shun not going to be able to find the end of the spear onto that kill. Sheer trying to go all out with the Zahen, but is going to force the topple onslaught out of Bin. With a couple of these snap plays on the Azir, and may have more space to cook now that he's got that Seeker's Arm Guard. And we have another fight brewing. Third Drake of the game here. And it's LNG with the inside track. Bin has been playing security guard at the hottest nightclub you know right now with how he's been able to zone some of these teams. But On's trying to break down the door, and they found the perfect pick onto Bulldog, who they took his flash off of him earlier on, cashing in on that investment, and LNG have no way to contest further around this Drake pit now.
I love how BLG keep forcing on that issue. Bulldog is such a clear target for them to go for, and they just rush him before he has any time to react. I think the go button as well for BLG to start out that chase was 1xN having to catch into LDR. It's like, all right, I'll use this to deal with squishies and assassinate them. But then I'll also get this to deal with the tanks. What are they going to do now?
I got something
through. Unless LNG just decide to YOLO it and start the Baron anyway.
Start it. They've got it almost done
really
here for
low.
1xN. Kiting out On pretty well. Moonlight Vigil is going to go wide, though. Missy gets the charm. The Baron does
Viper's
reset.
not here.
And YXL has the pick onto Sheer. Bin gets the kill onto Missing. Viper finally showing up, but they got all the heavy lifting done without Viper because it's just Bin and his giant health bar causing a huge conundrum for LNG. Giga Bin might be back, at least by Demacia Cup standards. 4 kills. Exhibit A. Surely top laners aren't arguably more buff than 80 carries for next split, right?
It's the mid laners, in my opinion. I actually think mid lane is the most buffed in Season 16. Those empowered boots are no joke.
That's not a popular opinion there, Quack. So we'll have time to discuss it a bit later. Let's take in, well, a defensive Grim Deliverance from Sheer. That's never good. And the BLG Baron power play stacking up more gold than you can count.
Yeah, now BLG are looking to sunset this game. They've got a pretty significant gold lead at this point. All of their champions are accelerated. They've got the Baron and plenty of tanky members to be able to withstand the damage the turret puts out, as Krako and Shun are just having a bit of a dance party here. Let's see if On decides to join in. Come on,
Somebody
On.
orbital cannon that. Yes! Oh, I did hit On. All right. Krako, I was like, he broke up the BM. He has to die, but BLG are too far ahead. It's been running right at. How does he hit 1xN again? He hits 1xN again, bro. And there goes the game, exploding around the giant scion that is Gigabin. We talked all about Shun coming back in, Viper's debut for BLG, but your Game 1 MVP for Bilibili Gaming is going to be that giant tank of a man known as Bin on the top side. And here comes the final march. Bulldog doesn't even have mana near his own Nexus. It's time to wipe down the last two members of LNG. Down goes Sheer, down goes Bulldog, and down goes... Synergized really well with a bullet time. Wonder if he wants to trade that early skirmishing because he knows, hey, listen, who are the best two targets for a Cataclysm? It's like,
right.
Bulldog's a really good...
Within kill threat, you can, you know, at least for the one time, afford to lose some HP because you have teleport to just get back to the lane. Teleport is a super valuable summoner spell, or Flash is a super valuable, rather, summoner spell for a champion like Syndra who has no innate mobility, and minus the scatter the weak doesn't have any peel. So, yeah, just, you know, I think Bulldog make these, you know, potentially one team fights by LNG even worse for BLG is On.
All right, back to On antics early on here. Oh, the Flash doesn't even get away from the Tempered Fate. I don't think Viper can save him. Beautiful stun from missing into the Scatter of the Weak. All the Syndra damage comes across. Takes a long while to end up killing off missing, and now Viper surrounded 1 versus 4, stunned up against the wall. Missing, getting it done on this Bard.
I think that kind of is a good way to illustrate BLG right now. This Trundle really is that early game bridge. And they still can build on it, though. LNG, like we said, just have a little bit more power indexed into them, and now I like this dive coming through.
Yeah, this is not a tank of Cassante, and they don't even need to go for the dive. They're trying to burn down the turret, and they'll get it. Temper Favor this time missing, not going to land it. Immediately gets crashed back down on Krako nearby, though. Flick back lands onto missing, and they pick up the kill. Krako goes in, trades support for support, and now with the Cyclone wants to go after YXL. Shun trying to play bodyguard, but the alcove is not helping them. They got to slam back through. A seismic shot from the grave comes out from YXL. Does Shun have enough damage? No. Public execution going to hit, but not onto Krako. Bin flashes after him and eviscerates him down as Sheer joins the party as well. 2v2 cooking here, but Bin has too many dashes for that pesky. I'm already going against my anti-Viper fanboy propaganda. 1xN is not afraid of anybody. He is arcane shifting at Viper. That is a man playing with no fear. And you do love to see it up against, like you mentioned, one of the kings of the marksman class. Missing might get caught here again. It's another flick back from YXL. It's going to set him up for a kill. The Scatter of the Weak from Bulldog. Too little, too late. Pillar onto Bulldog as well. Shun going to run him down. Scatter doesn't land the stun onto Shun, but it pushes YXL away. And with Krako guarding, the rest of the play fizzles out.
And now, I mean, there's so much standing gold onto the map. BLG are going to turn tail onto this Dragon, get their second of the game. But the Herald is also available as 1xN just arcane shifts forward. Now YXL, though, he's actually not going to commit to the kill. But like you said,
spawning on that top side. LNG are going to make the first chess move here. It's a bullet time, traded for a Tempered Fate. And that's a ult economy trade you love of your LNG. Not only because they get the tier 1 turret down, but now that bullet time's not available if you rush Otacon here.
And most importantly, BLG had to, you know, kind of play maintenance around that mid-wave, which means LNG can take control of this Otacon, and they're not even willing to let that seep in. They're just going straight for the objective. Bin is actually sectioned off from this fight, so it's very difficult for Ambessa to link up with his team.
All right, BLG know the Otacon is nearly taken down. About 5k HP. On is trying to lead the charge through here with Viper. They're going to TP in Sheer and finally bring Bin over. 5v5, battle lines drawn. Stun gonna land onto On. They're gonna try and burn down the Rel, but it's actually Sheer going into the backline. They're going after Viper without the flash. The all-out is gonna pull Viper under the LNG turret. Re-engage though for Bin. Poly execution. He's going after 1xN on the backside. Great Weaver's Wall. Pins 1xN between a rock and a hard place. And can Shun win the smite fight? Yes, he can. Otacon secured for BLG. And it's Bulldog that's now gonna try and do the heavy lifting, but the dashes are too much to to deal with. Gigabin is back and ripping, roaring, and ready to go in another game here. Ace to Bilibili Gaming.
BLG!
Areas going forward in these next couple minutes where they will force LNG to answer their big item spikes. It's Baron in 2.5 minutes, but quietly as well, Hextech Soul is on the board now. While we were watching the replay, BLG got onto that point, and they're looking for a pick on the missing. It's Bin again. He's just so locked into this Demacia Cup so far. Not an easy ult to land. Makes it look easy. Missing down.
I mean, Bin playing like he has something to prove. A lot of people after Worlds 2025 were a little bit concerned with his form, asking questions about what we would be seeing from him in regards to 2026. And it seems like he is answering those questions, not with words, but with a Drake Hound to the face, and the LNG face is getting scarred because of it.
Denying the real only burst champion that LNG have as a threat kind of feels like a home run pick.
I actually do like the Spirit Visage. I think that you obviously...
Yeah, I could be a 3 items deal with a Hextech Drake on his own. It all starts with mid lane prio. That pain point of the tier 1 turret up for LNG is no more. And BLG have made it clear that they want not just a Hextech Drake, but I really think by them starting this up like this, they want to fight. And they're walking LNG in. TP right on time for Bin. LNG need to keep this game alive, or BLG call quits to our series. This fight really could dictate it. They're going to force the Trickster out of Croco. YXL and On are both looking for a flank here. They're kind of entrapping LNG. Bulldog's getting a ton of poke. Missing is already far too low. The exhaust will not save him. Viper takes him down. Sheer goes all in, but he is all alone. No further follow-up, and Ben says, your back line is mine. Public execution in. Tries to chase down Bulldog. Flashes right after him. 1xN doesn't have the damage to deal with Gigabin, and now his one exit has been cut off by a giant Weaver's Wall. A clean as an ace as you can get. BLG back at it, knocking down LNG. It looks like they're going to sweep our series.
And it's BLG at the start of the fight, closing their jaws around the heads of LNG, and they bite them off. Bin with the public execution, allowed to wreak havoc on the backline. And let there be no doubt, let there be no question that BLG came here to play for the next season, and they will be a team you must keep your eyes on.
Talked about, oh, do they trade Hextech Soul and Baron? Overloading the top side is very intriguing, but the main win of that last fight shows up in the items. Rallies is now done for YXL. That's annoying to deal with those slows. LDR done for Viper. Anyone that steps in front of him can get it. Now got Shun as well, super tanky. Bin has a QSS to continue to reset these dashes. It is going to take a mistake from BLG to open this series back up for LNG.
It is, and LNG, you know, they have to find some moment to pull the trigger. They have to find some way to capitalize on this mistake that you're talking about. But BLG, you could see how reserved they're playing, how cautiously they are taking this game. They're not giving LNG an inch to look for any kind of aggressive movements. And all the while, they are slowly closing their grip around this game, around this series.
Oh, missing. Another seismic shove. Able to get a double stun over from his mid laner, so he's safe. But the siege is still coming. Bullet time out from Viper. Not going to find too many marks. Holy excuse me, Bin is going 1 versus 5 in, and he likes those odds. He's somehow surviving and thriving even further, and the rest of BLG come right with their top laner. Big Bad Bin once again calls game, and hopefully this time they give him his goddamn player of the game, because he's player of the series in our minds here.
Yeah, weakest Ambessa, by the way, as BLG just demolish LNG here in game number 2. They leave no doubt to people.